All right, welcome to another Q&A Thursday. Today we talked about on the High Six Mastermind call, which I'm going to play you a clip. It's only a few minutes. We talked about one of the questions very appropriately in this market was, hey, I got a seller that every time I call the sellers, rather, they say, hey, I'm not selling right now in this market. And what should she say? We talked about the scripts around this, and it's important for you to be super comfortable with this so that when you get these things live, you can go ahead and address them. And I know that many of you viewers aren't in the Wicked Smart community, but for example, what we'll do the second week of the month, which as of the time of this filming is next week, is we'll do live calls. So that students bring calls to the table. In this case, myself and Steve Myrna coach the High Six, and we literally do live dials to their sellers on the mastermind call. And that takes place next week. So many cool things like that. But I want to give you a little clip of us talking about scripts and things they could be saying while they're on the phone, which obviously builds their confidence, which builds up how many takens they're going to get. Homes under contract, that's our internal vernacular, taken. And then, of course, when you look at, even if you got really good at scripts or one area of the scripts and you got one extra deal per year, just one extra deal per year, not one per month, you're talking about 3 paydays that go anywhere from 40, 45 grand up to a couple hundred grand in some cases, all 3 paydays. So pretty big opportunity for you to get good at scripts. I encourage you to do that. Don't miss the next event coming up, which is the Wicked Smart Summit. It is at this time going to be virtual, so every single one of you can get to it. See you there, wickedsmartsummit.com.
I have a question.
Good. Sure.
Well, not really. I mean, kind of a question. So, I'm still working with this guy that has had his house for sale for like probably over a year now. And we're finally got to the point where I'm going to go and visit. I'm going to call him tomorrow to set up an appointment. This is the guy that works in the skiff. Chris, remember
Oh, yeah.
that you can hardly.
Yep. I just remember he was tough to get.
Yeah, he actually did a lease purchase on his own. He totally got messed up. He's
Yep.
still having financial problems. So one of the things, so he went from a down payment to no down payment. So I already kind of like got that one straightened out.
Okay.
So I'm going to visit him. So I'm going to ask him to bring all the mortgage statements. So he has $1 million home, which I think looking at the comps, it's a little difficult, but it looks like 999 or something. So he's like right on that like level. It's like a little bit on that higher comp. So I mean, I told him we're not even at that point yet because I used your sentence. I said I first have to see your house and see if it's something I actually want to buy. Just
so what's your dilemma or question?
Sorry, I made it long-winded.
That's okay. No, I got the data. I want to hear it.
So he has a small mortgage. I think it's 450, and he says it's going to be paid off in 7 years. So his remark is that I actually totally ignored because I didn't know what to answer. He says, well, why would I go 5 years with you if my mortgage is going to be paid off in 7 years? It doesn't make sense to me, but I know he's going to say it again because he said it before to me.
And why is he selling then? I'd almost be inquisitive and curious or confused and go, well, then don't sell. Like I thought we were looking to sell.
Well, he wants to sell it, but it doesn't make sense what he says, but maybe it makes sense to you guys.
Well, he probably has a 15-year amortization, I'm guessing, or for whatever reason, the thing's terming out in 7 years. He's saying it's going to be paid off in 7. Okay, rent it for 7. If you want to sell, you want to rent. I'd be a little confused.
So
now, you said he has financial problems.
Into that.
No, I wouldn't. Do you want to sell or not? You said he has financial challenges. How come?
Say that again, sorry.
How do you know about his financial, like, what do you know about you said he has challenges financially? Or something like that, you said.
I mean, he has another house, so he's just paying the mortgage every month. And, nobody's renting it. It's vacant. It's been vacant for like a half a year now.
Why doesn't he rent it?
Because he's scared now with these, he really got like messed up. The financial challenges from that, these people stopped paying. The ones that he had to actually evict.
Oh, that's why he doesn't want to rent. Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, there's the pain. Okay. Well, then that's even easier what I said earlier. You want to rent again and risk that, or do you want to sell? We can start soon.
Just remember,
Yeah.
Corey, you don't want to get in a position to be defending your business. That's never like when they say, "Why would I do this?" I go to the same thing and say, "Listen, I don't know. All I can say to you right now is if you're looking to sell it, get your money now, potentially take significantly less, you should go that route. That just wouldn't be with me. If you want to work
Yeah.
with me and make the most over time, then you would go my route. But I don't really know necessarily yet what is a better fit for you. You'd have to tell me."
Okay.
Right. So don't go into like a benefits package. That's not going to do a deal. That's not going to impress them. It's going to bring up, they're going to think of other ways to give you objections to back you up against the wall when you do that. It never works. Just go into pulling back, putting over like you either want to do this, you want to do this, you tell me. And now you go back to focus on them giving you more information.
Okay.
And you'll come across more confident if you take Steve's route. Because it's matter of fact, you see the A or B. What I'm just here to help you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and just and this is not, of course, a question, but I feel very confident about it because I've really this I've been working with this guy for like I said over a year, but I actually said, well, I mean, sorry, Stanley, but I mean, it doesn't look like we're going to be a fit for each other. Then that's just not
Oh, so
how.
you yanked it away a little bit.
Yeah. And so then he came back and says, well, let's just give me a call. And, so I also said he said, well, I'll go 1 to 2 years. And that's what I said. Well, then it's just not going to work for me. I said, I'm sorry. I said, we're going to have to go longer. And again, he came back. So I think he's ready.
Okay, so script on that. I like that you pulled it away 2 or 3 times because that's your confidence. Great. A deeper script on that is we're conservative investors. I just said this the other day to one of my sellers. I said we're conservative investors, and I'd rather under promise and over deliver. So for me to just yes you and say, yeah, I can do 2 years, there's a chance that it'll come to the end and I can't get it done, and then you're not going to be happy. I'm just being conservative. A lot of our buyers, the way I exit, can cash out, meaning I can cash you out, but I don't want to be too aggressive with my number. I'd rather, again, under promise. I would use that when they talk about term.
Okay, yeah, I actually said I need a longer term in order to fulfill my promises because I couldn't remember all the fancy words you guys used.
No, that's good. So just add to it that. Go back and listen to this and add that script to your kind of your bag of tricks.
I will. All right. Okay, and I think I'm working on more things. I actually talked to an investor that
When you go in there, Corolla, excuse me, sorry. When you go in there, so Steve or I can be on the phone.
Okay. All right.
When?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know yet. I'm going to call him. He needs to look at his schedule. So I'm going to
Okay,
call him
let us know. Put it in the Slack thread, please.
Make sure you ask him to bring his most recent mortgage statement, or that'll be a waste of a trip.
I'm kind of excited about this one, so keep my fingers crossed.
The other thing you'll know when he brings a statement is, if you didn't already ask him, is he current?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Super important, because now you have a whole different discussion. If you see on that thing that he's not current, and if he, for whatever reason, I probably would have asked already given that relationship, but you can ask or wait till you see it. I'm thinking, Steve.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, fair enough. Good. Thank you.
I like it.
Yep.
I like it. I cut you off. You had another one, you said.
No, I just said I've done like my dials, but I'm running into a lot of people that are not selling anymore, probably because the market is going down. But also I got 2 people like on my call list now where they're going to call me if they have like properties. I talked to an appraiser and an house inspector. So pretty cool how
that's good for everybody to know, to add that to your bag of tricks this year of just realtors, home inspector, anyone that serves a home.
Yeah, they didn't have the house for sale anymore, and I just totally changed my whole conversation, and we just, so it was great. So
what are you saying? What are you saying to your sellers when they say they're not selling anymore? I'm just curious because that's an important script.
Good idea.
I mean, it varies, depends on how the person, I guess, is on the phone. Just like how come, and they'll say, well, we're not moving. I had another person that a deal fell through. So I ask, how come you're not selling anymore? So,
okay. So what I would want to do is put the best case in front of them. So, well, if I paid your price, would you still be open to selling it? That's just the line that gets them basically, you're getting them to engage back. That's the whole point. You got to figure out in your head are they just not selling now because they're not being successful, or would they still sell if they were able to be able to accomplish what they were still trying to accomplish in the first place?
That'll tell you everything.
I like that. Yeah.
That question. And then you guys, any FSBO or expired, anyone that says they're not selling anymore, what's the other question you should ask? Where were you going? Like there might be some pain in there or some emotion. Where
Mhm.
were you going if it had sold? You were going somewhere. Where the heck was it? And then bingo. Well, okay. Well, if I get you a full price that you just had, then go back to Steve's question.
Thought provoking. That's important here because obviously people also could be using that line, Corolla, to sift through realtors and all the people who are bothering them, right? So half the time they still 100% plan to sell, but that's their way to sift through what they think of these people who are wasting their time as well.
Yeah. Bye bye.
They could just trying to identify you simply.